Okay, so today's video is going to be a declutter, and I'm first going to start with this drawer. This contains my primers, my concealers and my setting sprays. We're then going to go through my foundations and my powders as well in this video. First off, what I will say is I am going to be getting rid of quite a lot of product because some of this is quite old now. I haven't been wearing makeup as much these last few years due to life getting in the way, so now I'm wearing makeup more and more. I've kind of gone through these products, and some of them are quite old, some of them I just didn't like. So yeah, what I will say is I'm not willing to give my makeup away to strangers online. It just makes me feel a bit weird. So any of these products that are okay are going to be going to family, and anything that isn't okay is going to get recycled somehow. Okay, so let's just start with primers. So this is the e.l.f. primer in collaboration with Dunkin' Donuts, and I actually did a TikTok video on this when I was kind of doing TikToks, and I did like this. I like the poreless putty primers. I know not everybody really gets on with them, but although I didn't really see too much of a difference in my pores, I just like the way that product goes on top of them. This doesn't really smell of donuts anymore. It is quite old now, so I'm going to be decluttering it. The next product I've got here is the Huda Beauty Matte Perfection Pro Makeup Base. I actually received this for review purposes, and although I did like it, but again, it is quite old at this point. I'm talking a good few years, so I think this has to go as well. Here I have the e.l.f. Illuminating Primer Mist. I'll be honest, I got this for free and I haven't tried it yet, so I'm going to hang on to it, and I don't know where the lid's gone for it, but I'm going to hang on to it and try it out and see what I think of it. I'm not sure if they still do this product. I did get it a while back, but I think it should still be okay. So this is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer, and this is one of those really nice gripping primers. This again came out a while ago. I do love this gripping primer, but I do have other gripping primers from e.l.f. that are newer and that I like just as much. So I'm going to declutter this one. It still smells good. It still smells of mint. I just tested it on my hand, but it is quite old at this point, so I'm going to declutter that one. I've then got this Coconut Sous Vide Priming Moisturiser by First Aid Beauty. This came in, I think it was like a Sephora subscription box. When Sephora first came to the UK, they took over from Feel Unique, and I was part of the subscription service. They no longer do that anymore, but I do like this primer. It is just really nice and moisturising and hydrating, so I'm going to keep this one. Next up we have the Elemis Superfood Glow Priming Moisturiser. This is another thing I got in a subscription box, and I really do like it. I do find it to be nice and moisturising and beautifully glowy, and it works well under makeup. So I'm going to be keeping that one. So far we've decluttered 3 and we have kept 3. Next up we have a completely unopened product. This is the Flawless Beauty Primer by Pixi by Petra. I love Pixi Glow Tonic, and I've noticed that Sainsbury's have started stocking Pixi as well now. So I'm going to keep this and see what I feel like about their base products. Next I've got this e.l.f. Sea Bright Putty Primer. I am a bit funny with vitamin C products, they can break me out. I have tried this one a little bit and I seem to be okay on it, but I'm just a bit paranoid, so I'm going to pass this one on. From that same trio I have the Matte Putty Primer. This one I haven't touched yet, it is brand new, so I'm going to keep this one. I feel like this is going to come in handy for the summer months. I do have combo skin, so it goes dry in the winter and more oily in the summer. And then we have the original Poreless Putty Primer, which I have used a bit of, and I'm probably going to keep that one as well. This Flower Beauty primer is actually empty, so I'm just going to get rid of it. This is the In Your Prime Perfecting Primer. I think I did like this quite a lot. I can't really remember how it was because I bought this years ago, but I obviously liked it because I finished it up. Unfortunately, I think we can't get Flower Beauty in the UK anymore. This was stocked in Superdrug for a time. Correct me if I'm wrong. If there is somewhere else that stocks Flower Beauty, please let me know, because they did do some good products, but this is empty, so I'm just going to chuck it away. The next primer is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is newer to my collection. My mum actually gave me this one. She got it in a box. She got it in a beauty box, and I'm really into the one with niacinamide, so I like this one as well. And these are going to come in handy for the summertime. They really grip onto your foundation and help it to last all day. So I love the Power Grip line. I'm going to keep that. So the next one is the Power Grip Primer with niacinamide. I just have a small sample of this. I'm going to keep it. It's going to come in handy when I go traveling down to my mum's or anything like that, and also just to general everyday use. Again, it's a Power Grip primer, but it has the niacinamide in, and I like both of these. I feel like they do the same job, really, to be honest. I don't see too much of a difference, but yeah, I'm going to keep this one. Next up I have this small sample of the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I really like this, I find this super hydrating and really nice for the winter time, so I'm going to keep this product. We have another e.l.f. product. This is a newer one to my collection. This is the Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, and I do really like this so far. I'm still kind of testing it out, but I feel like it's slightly better than the original putty primers, helping with pores and things like that, so I'm definitely going to keep that one. Next up I have the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. This is nice as far as silicone primers go. I've used quite a bit, as you can see, but this is quite old, so I'm going to declutter it. This next product is the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer Base, and this is one of those silicone-free primers that almost feel like it has got silicone in it. I don't always believe that primers help to make makeup long lasting. Sometimes I just think they're a good base and that's it. Apart from the grippy primers, I find those really helpful. This is a really nice base for your foundation, so I'm going to keep this one. I then have this really old Maybelline Superstay Primer. I honestly can't tell you what this was like. It's been so long since I've used it, but I think this is a bit too old now and I'm going to declutter it. Okay, another e.l.f. primer that came from that mini collection. This is the Luminous Putty Primer. I'm going to keep this and save this for the winter time. I haven't touched it, as you can see, so I'm just going to keep this for the winter time when my skin's a bit drier and see if I like it then. And how many grippy primers can one person have? Well, apparently quite a lot, and they're all from e.l.f. And this is the Jelly Pop Primer. This is the Dew Primer. I'm going to keep this. It does the exact same job as the grippy primers, and it smells of watermelon, which is really nice. Next up is a primer that I do like, but this is too dark for me, as you can probably tell. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and this is like the Charlotte Tilbury dupe, and I think mine is in shade O. I believe they brought out lighter shades since I bought this, so I'm going to declutter this one and repurchase it. But I do really like this. It works just as well as the Hollywood Flawless Filter in making your foundation glow. You can also use it on top of foundation as a highlight. I don't really do that. I tend to use it all over my face and then apply my foundation, or mixed in with my foundation. But yeah, I'm going to declutter this one, but I am going to repurchase it. And then next up is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and again, this is slightly too deep for my skin tone, but once it's blended in, it's not too bad. It's just there on my, you can kind of see that peachy line there. It'd be better if it was just a shade up. I am going to keep this though, because I do like mixing it in with my foundation or applying it underneath just to give a really nice glowy base in the winter. Here I have a little sample of the MAC Strobe Cream. I love MAC Strobe Cream, so I'm going to be keeping this. Again, I use it like the Charlotte's Hollywood Flawless Filter. I think it's a really good product, and I do believe they've repackaged this. I'm not sure if they've reformulated it, but I know they've repackaged this quite recently. So I'm going to keep this one. The next product I've got here is the e.l.f. Cookies and Dreams Putty Primer. You can see I was really into these putty primers at one point. This is quite well used. It's got quite a big dip in it, but this is old, so it doesn't smell of cookies anymore, so I'm going to declutter that one. This here is a Rare Beauty sampler of the foundations and primer. I feel like the lightest foundation in this set is going to be slightly too deep for me. This is in 140C and slightly too pink maybe. But I am going to keep it, test it out when I'm at home and see what I think. And if I like the foundation and the primer, then maybe I'll buy one, not that I need to. So that's a keep. The next product here is quite reflective. It's the Glow Fix by XX Revolution, Makeup Revolution brand. I'm going to pass this one on. I didn't think it was too bad, but I've kept a couple of glowy primers now, and I only need them really for like the winter time rather than the months that are coming up. So I think I'm going to pass this one on. This next product is an Essence product. It's a Hello Good Stuff Cica Face Cream, Soothing and Moisturising with Centella Extract. I'm going to pass this one on. I don't think I've even used it, so it feels very full, and I'm pretty sure I haven't used this, so I'm just going to pass this one on. So I have the e.l.f. Wow Glow sunscreen primer, and this actually expired the end of 2024, and we are like 5 months into 2025, so this needs to go, but I used quite a lot of it up. I do go through different sunscreens. I do like this sunscreen. I would definitely buy it again, especially in the colder months, like I said, like when my skin's a bit drier. But yeah, I do like this product, but it has to go. I have this LYS primer. This again is quite an old primer. This is the Secure Skin gripping serum primer. I didn't find this to be that gripping, which is why I haven't really touched it, to be honest. I wasn't really a fan of it. I think this is quite old now, so I'm just going to declutter it. I feel like there are better dip gripping primers out there. And if you have seen things in my recent videos that I've posted and they're not in here, it's because I'm still reviewing them. So like the Milk makeup primers, spoiler alert, I do like those, but they're not in here because I'm still reviewing them. Another product I have here is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Instant Glow Moisturiser. I love this under makeup, especially again in the colder months. I sound like a broken record. You can see I've got through quite a bit this last winter. And this is really nice. This is a vitamin C product that I can get behind. For some reason, this vitamin C product doesn't break me out like some others, so I can get away with using it. But this just applies beautifully under makeup and makes my foundations look really nice and and makes my face look really nice and hydrated under foundations. So this is definitely a keep. I did get this one for review purposes and I do love it. Another product I got in a subscription box was the Bobbi Brown face base. This is the vitamin enriched. I love the smell of this. It's like quite, I don't know, almost herbally. And I don't usually like that kind of scent, but for some reason there's something about the scent of this one that I really like. I do like this under makeup a lot. It is quite an expensive cream. This is just a little sample of it, but I have got on with it really well, and I would think about maybe buying a little pot. Because I definitely don't need the huge expensive pot because I have a lot of primers, as you can tell. Okay, so I'm getting rid of 13 primers and I'm keeping 18. So that's not too bad. I'm not mad at that. I'm not trying to like cutthroat declutter this or anything, although I do think with my foundations and concealers that is about to happen. Let's go through my setting sprays because I know some of these are quite old now. So this is the Illamasqua Hydra setting spray. This is quite old. I didn't mind this setting spray. I didn't feel like it made much difference. So I think you can still get Illamasqua on Look Fantastic, but their counters seem to have disappeared quite some time ago. I'm going to get rid of this. It's less than half full, so I did a good job of trying to finish it, but it is quite old at this point, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Here I have all the shimmers stuck to the top. The iconic London primer. I did like this. I hate the component though because it is so extreme, like it feels like you're being absolutely soaked in the face. So it wasn't always my go-to. I've used just over a quart of it, which isn't great, but I'm going to get rid of this one now because again, this is quite old. This is a Saturday Skin Daily Dew Hydrating Essence, and this was just like a skincare product that I got in my Saturday Skin moisturizer, and I did really like it, but again, same, it's really old, but I have pretty much finished it. There's hardly any in there. It's right at the bottom, but that's got to go. This Essence Catching Clouds hydrating primer, it is really nice, but the component, like the pump, is terrible. It's a bit, it makes the product go everywhere. Again, I've got less than half of this left, but I am going to declutter this one. From e.l.f. we've got this Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. I really like this in the winter time, and I am going to keep this one. I just find that it really helps like get rid of that powderiness on my makeup. I don't really find that, again, with setting sprays, I don't find that they all make your makeup last that long. I feel a bit like with setting sprays as I do with primers, but I do like using them as part of my makeup routine. So I'm going to be keeping this one. Same with this e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. This is quite new to me and I'm still kind of forming an opinion on it. I did like it when I used it. Did it keep my makeup on longer than it usually would be? I'm not sure, but this is one of those primers where the oil is, I've forgotten the word for it, but the oil is on top, as you can see, and you mix it together. And then you spray. This I got for around Christmas time. I haven't used this yet. This is the Timeless Soothing Primer, base from Tarte. This is just a little sample, so I'm going to use this. I think it's a bit like the Poreless Putty Primer or the Touch of Skin Silk. So we're going to try that one out. That's another primer. So that's 19 primers I'm keeping, 13 I'm getting rid of. This is a bit of a similar setting spray to that iconic London one. It's kind of got that glowy shimmer in it, and it smells of coconut. It smells really tropical and delicious. This is the 3-in-1 Face Mist. I did really like this. I got halfway through the bottle, but it is again quite old, so I'm going to be decluttering that one. Next up I have the Professional Super Setter Primer. I got this at the beginning of this year and I really like it so far. I'm still testing it out, but I do feel like this does make a little bit of a difference to my makeup, like in terms of how long it stays put for, especially compared with a gripping primer. So I'm definitely keeping this. Then I have a mini Fix Plus, and this is the Stay Over. Again, I have only used this really for eyeshadows, I have to say. I haven't really been using it for setting my face, but I do want to use it in that way and see again how it compares to the benefit. This is also alcohol free, which is really nice because that can be irritating for some people. So yeah, this is a keep. I think I'm getting rid of more setting sprays than I'm keeping. So in terms of setting sprays, I'm getting rid of 5 and keeping 4. Okay, now we're on to concealers. As you can see, there are quite a lot. Like this pile goes down quite a bit, and I feel like quite a lot of these can go, to be honest. Some of them are really old, some of them I've even forgotten what I thought about them. Some of them are too dark for me. I'm quite fussy about concealers. I like a nice full coverage concealer, like Shape Tape has been a long favourite of mine. I know not everybody likes it, they feel like it's too heavy under the eyes, which I completely understand, but I have super dark under eyes and I do like them to be covered. Oh, I've missed another primer. This Easy Blur primer doesn't need to be in here quite yet because I'm still reviewing it, so we are not gonna count that yet. So where should we start? Let's just start with this Sephora. This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer. I do really like this. It's a really nice light shade, quite a brightening concealer. It gives about, I'd say, a medium coverage. It does say it's a high coverage concealer. For my dark eyes, I'd slightly disagree with that. I'd say this is more medium coverage, but I do like the way it is and it doesn't crease on me, so I'm going to keep that one. This Makeup Revolution Full Coverage Concealer is old and I don't think I was really into it. It was in the shade C0.5. I felt like it was too thick in consistency. Like even thicker than it's like almost like a moussey texture and even thicker than the Tarte Shape Tape. So I'm going to get rid of this one. It's also a very stiff concealer as well, from what I remember. Like it took a lot to blend it in. This Chroma Cover Concealer, I hated this and I hated the foundation as well. And I don't use that word lightly. This was just, again, a really thick, sticky mess. And it looked terrible under my eyes. It made me look really old, so I'm going to declutter this one. I'm going to throw it away because it's quite old and I wouldn't want to pass it on to anyone anyway. This Kosas concealer I liked for about 2 months and then it went off and started to smell disgusting. I don't even want to open it up to see what it smells like now. It actually put me off of buying any other Kosas products, so I don't own anything else from Kosas. But I did really like this. I thought it was a nice concealer. It's a shame that they don't believe in preservatives. So yeah, I'm going to declutter this one. I have this Makeup Revolution In Real Life Filter Finish in C0.5. This is a soft matte concealer. It also claims to be waterproof. I haven't really tried that out, but I don't like this. It doesn't give me enough coverage. I think it would be really nice for someone who didn't have as well, even if you have dark eyes and you like a lighter coverage, you might like this, but personally I like a bit of a heavier coverage, so I'm actually going to pass this one on. NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I love this product. I feel like it gives me really nice coverage and I'm going to keep this one. I have the MAC Studio Fix 24 Hour Luminous Concealer. This is quite a brightening glowy concealer, so if you're not into that then you won't like this. I did get sent this for review purposes. I do like it. The only thing is that the shade is too deep for me. This is in NW10 and as you can see there, it is quite a bit deeper than my skin tone, so I'm actually going to pass that one on. Although if I think they do an NW5, I would see how that looked on my skin. Yeah, I'd like to see how that looks on my skin because I do like it. It's not my favourite concealer ever, but for a nice glowy, if I have dry under eyes, then, which is kind of rare, I have normal under eyes to be honest, I would definitely look into this one. But for now, that's getting decluttered. This Essence Stay All Day 16-hour long lasting concealer. It was okay. It's too dark for me though, to be honest, so I'm going to pass this one on. What shade was it in? Neutral Beige number 10. I think that was the lightest that I could find. I think I got it from Just My Look and that was the lightest on the website, but it is far too deep for me. This L'Oreal True Match concealer smells like chemical and it burns under my eyes, so I actually couldn't use this for that long under my eyes, so I can't really give a proper, like a fair review on it. I'm actually going to pass this one on because I didn't like it at all. It just burned me. And I don't have like super sensitive eyes. I can get quite watery eyes, but I never had that reaction to a concealer before. This Flower Beauty concealer is really old. I got it when Flower Beauty was stocked at Superdrug. I thought it was a nice consistency, but it wasn't as full coverage for me as I'd have liked. So with concealers, I also, as well as full coverage, I like a brightening moment, and this Catrice liquid camouflage high coverage concealer, one, didn't give me enough coverage, and two, it just wasn't brightening. It's slightly too deep for my skin tone. So I'm going to pass this one on. Okay, so we have the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser Concealer thingy do. I hate products that have a sponge tip on them like this. I just find them really gross. I got like nearly halfway through this and I just felt gross using it. I don't like it. So I'm going to declutter this one. This is a really old L'Oreal concealer. This is more than a concealer. I don't think you can get this anymore. My shade is 320 Porcelain. I think I really liked it at the time and it was a good colour for me. Yeah, it matches my skin tone quite well. It's just there. You probably can't really see it. But yeah, this is just really old. So I'm going to declutter this one now. This is going to be hard to show with my lights, but this is the Conceal and Define concealer from Makeup Revolution. I've pretty much used all this. You can see it's started to break up in the bottle. It is quite old. I did like this concealer. I would consider repurchasing this actually. It did give a good medium coverage and it covered my circles well enough. So I would consider repurchasing that one. But for now, that's getting decluttered. This e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer is absolutely awful on me. I know a lot of people love the e.l.f. concealers, but I find this one to make my under eyes look really old and worn out. I don't know why. So I'm going to declutter this one. Oh, The Ordinary. The Ordinary made complexion products, although they did come out with like a limited run quite recently. This is the concealer and it was a high coverage. Again, this was like a really thick moussey texture that was impossible for me to blend properly. So it's really old now, but I hated this. I don't even know if I reviewed it on my channel. I think I hated it so much I just gave it a pass. So yeah, I'm going to declutter this one. The Conceal and Hydrate by Makeup Revolution. This was okay, but I don't like it as much as that MAC hydrating concealer. I didn't find it was that hydrating on me, so I'm going to declutter this. This very messy Tarte Shape Tape concealer is like my favourite. For some reason mine leaks out of the lid, which is really annoying. This shade is a little bit deeper than I'd like. It's not as brightening as I'd want. When it blends out it looks okay enough, but I would get the shade up from this. This is in 12B or 12N, but this is like my favourite concealer of all time because it's high coverage, it covers my under eyes beautifully, so yeah, I'm keeping this one. This here is the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. Everybody raves about this. I got this years ago when it first came out and I didn't like this that much. I just didn't find the coverage to be that great for me, so I'm going to declutter this one. Here is an oldie but a goodie for me. I know, and I feel like not a lot of people liked this, but this is the Huda Beauty Overachiever concealer. This is high coverage and a really good shade for me. What was the shade? It was in, I can't see what shade it was in. They don't make this concealer anymore, but I personally really liked it, probably because I love high coverage concealers. And it was a good shade for me at the time, but this is super old. They don't even make this anymore. So I'm going to declutter it. The True Skin Concealer by Catrice. I was never that into the True Skin line. Like, I thought I liked the foundation for a while, but to be honest, it just doesn't sit that nicely on my skin in my opinion anymore. So I'm going to declutter this concealer. The shades weren't very good either. They were a bit too dark for me. And then lastly, we have the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. This is their version of a high coverage concealer. Again, a little of this goes a really long way, I will say that, but I just don't like the way it sits under my under eyes. Again, I just feel like it looks a bit cakey. So unfortunately, I'm going to declutter this one as well. So in that round, I decluttered 19 concealers and kept just 3. So I'm pretty happy with that. Like, I'm really picky with concealers. I knew that was going to be quite cutthroat. So I've kept the Sephora, the NYX and the Tarte. So I'm just going to put everything back and we'll see how this drawer looks now. Okay, so this is my drawer now. You can see it looks a lot better. Like, I just kept my concealer section looks way better, and I've got more room to put my primers in. And this down here is my setting sprays, and then of course my samples here as well. So that drawer's finished, let's move on to the next. As you can see, this drawer is full of foundation. I've run out of space with my organising and everything. So hopefully I'm going to get rid of quite a bit of this today. Some of these again are really old, some of them are, yeah, really old. Some of them look disgusting, to be honest. I'm looking at you, the ordinary, and yeah, we'll just get on and start decluttering. So this first product is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I do like this foundation. The colour isn't right for me, to be honest. It's a bit too deep. This is in the shade 005 Ivory Beige. Yeah, this is slightly too dark, but I do like the coverage. It's a really nice, like, high coverage foundation, but this is going to get decluttered. This Catrice True Skin Foundation, again, it's a bit too dark for me. It's also separated. I don't know if you can see that. It looks really gross in the bottle. So I am going to declutter this. This was in 002 Neutral Ivory. This is the, sorry for the reflectiveness, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. Now, this tube makes it look really dark, but this is in the shade Fair, and it's nowhere near as dark as the tube makes it look. I love this foundation for the autumn and winter months. It is a little bit too dark for me. There you can see it's a little bit too dark. It matches my face, but not the rest of my body. So my face is darker than the rest of me. I'm going to keep this. I'll probably finish it by the end of this year, and I will probably repurchase it. It's my favourite Charlotte Tilbury foundation. This is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream, and it's SPF 30. These unfortunately expired in 2023, so I'm a bit late to the game with getting through them. I basically got through this one, which is why I bought this one, but then they discontinued it. Because it has sunscreen and it's unfortunately expired, I am going to get rid of it, but I really liked this CC cream. I then have the Camo Hydrating CC Cream with SPF 30. This expires at the end of this year, so I'm going to keep this and get some good use out of it. This is in the shade Fair 100. I did really like this CC cream, not as much as the older one, but I still like the way, I still like the coverage and the look it gave my skin. Then we have e.l.f.'s newest foundation. This is the e.l.f. Soft Glance Satin Foundation. I liked this when I first tried this, but the more I've tried it, the heavier it seems to get on my face, and it looks a bit cakey on me. So as much as I liked this when I first tried it, I don't know why. It's not that old. I think I only got this last year, but I'm just going to declutter this one. Oh yes, the Essence Stay All Day 16-hour foundation. This is beautiful, but way too dark for me. It almost gives like a porcelain doll effect to the skin. Unfortunately, it is just too dark for me, so I'm going to declutter this one. This is my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, and this is a foundation that I've been wearing since I was 18. I've now just turned 40 this year, and it was one of my favourite foundations. When it was first formulated, it was extremely heavy. I feel like they've reformulated it quite a few times since then, and now, even though it's a higher coverage foundation, it feels quite lightweight on the skin. This is SPF 30 in it though, and I'm going to declutter it because I know that it's quite old. I have two Huda Beauty foundations, one that's quite old and has, I think this is the original one, they're both in the shade Angel Food 1110, but this is the older version and it's oxidized quite a bit. This has the perfumed scent, and then this is the newer version which I was sent for review purposes. These are okay, but they are quite sticky and heavy, and they have started breaking up, so I'm going to declutter those. This here is my L'Oreal True Match in the shade 0.5N. I love this product. I just think it gives a really beautiful finish to the skin, quite natural. So this is the first foundation that this is the third foundation I'm keeping. This is the Makeup Forever HD Invisible Cover Foundation. I really liked this product. It's very lightweight and great for light coverage days, but it is quite old now, so I'm going to declutter it. They don't make this product anymore. I think they reformulated it, and it comes with the pink lid. I haven't tried that yet, but I am hoping to at some point. I missed another Huda Beauty product. I was reviewing this. I still haven't made my mind up on it. I don't like it that much. This is the Easy Blur foundation by Huda Beauty. Again, this is in the shade Angel Food 1110, which is a really good match for me, but I don't know, this picks up on dryness on my skin that I didn't even know I had. So I'm going to wait and try it in the summer months and see if I like it better then. So that's going to be a keep for now. This MAC Pro Longwear foundation is supposedly waterproof. I again didn't test that theory. I was kind of wearing this when I wasn't really filming. It is quite old now. I did like it, but I find that when I use it, I did try and use it last year and it was like breaking up on me and not like acting like the same foundation it was when I first bought it, so I'm going to declutter this one. From Maybelline we have the Superstay 30 Hour foundation. This is in 090. I really like this foundation. It is kind of matte with a like a loomy, it's called a loomy matte foundation, so it's matte but not like a flat matte. I do really like this. It gives really nice coverage. I think this is going to be great in the summer months. The Maybelline Urban Dream Cover in the shade 100 was a really nice foundation. It's an SPF 50 though, and I know I've had this for quite some time, so this has to go. And then I have the Maybelline Superstay Active Wear, and this is the 30 Hour foundation. Who needs to wear their foundation for 30 hours? I'm sure there's somebody out there. This is in the shade 01 Alabaster. I do really like this foundation. It's quite lightweight, a nice like medium coverage I'd say, so I'm going to be keeping this. Then we have my Misha BB creams. These are both quite well used. This is the older version. There's, oh, is this the older version or the new? No, this is the older version, which is pretty much like completely used up. I kind of need to cut it open to get the rest out, so I'm going to hold on to that one. That was in shade 17 and this one is in shade 13, which is the new palest shade from Misha. But this is my favourite BB cream. It's really good coverage and it lasts all day. If you're looking for a really nice kind of lightweight foundation that has SPF in it, the number 7 Protect and Perfect Intense foundation was really nice, and this has SPF 50. Again though, because it has SPF in it and it is quite old, I am going to be decluttering this one. I have both the Ordinary Full Coverage and the Ordinary Serum foundations. These are used and abused, and also they've separated now because they're that old. I preferred the Full Coverage foundation over the Serum foundation. I felt like it gave a really nice porcelain skin look. But these are really old and discontinued, so I am going to declutter them both. So I've got the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. This is a good medium coverage foundation, really nice shade for me. This is in the shade 04N, and yeah, I really like this. I know the people are kind of mixed on this one. There's a bunch of, I feel like half people like it and half people don't, but I personally really liked it. Love the look it gives my skin, so I'm going to be keeping that one. Same for the Pure Love Your Selfie foundation. This is a great full coverage foundation. It reminds me a bit of Estee Lauder Double Wear, like the newer formula, kind of lightweight version of a full coverage product. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. Then I have the Revlon Colour Stay in Ivory 1110, and I really like this. I can't wait to use this for summer. This is the combination to oily skin, so I think it's going to be a great summer product. But again, if you're looking for a full coverage foundation that doesn't cost you the price of an Estee Lauder foundation, then this is definitely one to look into. These are so reflective I can't tell whether they're in focus or not, but I have the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. This was an okay foundation. I wasn't really that into it, so I'm going to declutter it. Again with the reflective packaging. This is a Conceal and Glow foundation. I don't like this the way this wears on my face. I feel like it breaks up all funny throughout the day and just looks a bit kind of cakey and gross, so I'm going to declutter it. I do like the In Real Life Filter foundation in F1 from Makeup Revolution. This is a nice coverage. I feel like I was too literal with my review, is my criticism of myself when I did review this on my channel a while back at the first time, but since then I've really liked this foundation, so I'm going to use it. Then we have their newest foundation. This is the Skin Silk in F1 again. I really like this. It's a really kind of like a lighter coverage foundation, but it is a really beautiful coverage, so I'm going to keep this. Keeping my Urban Decay Hydra Maniac foundation. Absolutely love this. It gives a really beautiful glowy look in the winter when my skin's a lot drier. So I'm going to be keeping this and using this latter half of this year. And then lastly I have the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. This is quite old. I did like it when I used it. I'm not sure if I did a review on it or not, but this was a really nice kind of light to medium coverage hydrating foundation, but I am going to declutter this because it's old. So I've cut that more than in half. I'm decluttering 18 foundations and keeping 14. So let's just put these back. Okay, so this is now my new foundation drawer. I do have a few more that I'm testing out, but I'm not going to be including those in this video because this is all about products that I've got that I kind of I know that I like them or don't. Next up we have my powder drawer, which is, I I feel like I don't have as many powders as some others. I still have quite a lot though. So we're going to go through this. Here is my Peach Perfect powder from Too Faced. This is probably the oldest powder that I have. I'm not going to get rid of it. I love it. I've still got quite a lot of it to go. So this is a beautiful powder for setting your face and under eyes. I loved this line, loved the foundation that went with it as well. So I'm going to be keeping this one. Then we have this Revolution Makeup Revolution Matte Base Powder. I didn't feel much about this, to be honest, so I'm going to declutter it. This is the newest powder to my collection. This is from Tarte, and you've heard me rave about this already. This is the lavender powder. I want to try it in the translucent shade as well, but I love this for my under eyes. I feel like it's undetectable, so I'm going to be keeping this one. So I've got some samples I haven't tried yet. I've got 2 of the Milk Makeup Setting Powders, so I'm going to keep hold of those. I then have this KVD powder. This is like the Set It powder. I'm going to keep hold of this. This is another sample I got in a Sephora beauty box. Be interested to see what that's like. I'm not even sure if you can get it anymore. I'm not even sure if you can get KVD here anymore. So we have the Beauty Bakery flour powder. I love this stuff. I'm not sure you can get Beauty Bakery here anymore. They did kind of go out of business, and then I think they were bought or they're coming back. I'm not quite sure. But I love this powder again. It's one of those that are undetectable on the skin. I have this Catrice Poreless Perfection primer. This is way too dark for me, so I'm just going to pass it on. I then have this Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless powder. You can see that I've loved this. I'm just going to declutter this and buy a new one. But yeah, I love this powder for setting under my eyes. It makes it look really smooth, and also the rest of my face. This is the Collection Press powder. Again, this is far too dark for me, so I'm going to pass it on. So we then have the e.l.f. Camo powder. This is way too heavy for me, and I know this is like a powder foundation, but I've just decided I don't like powder foundations on myself. I only like them really to set over the top of my existing foundation, just to give it more hold. But this is way too heavy and cakey for me, so I'm going to let this one go. One from e.l.f. that I can keep hold of though is this Halo Glow powder. I know they've got a new packaging for this. It's like a kind of soft pink lid, but I really like mine, so I'm going to keep hold of it. It gives a really nice glowy effect. So if you don't like a glowy effect to your powders or your skin, then I wouldn't bother with it, but if you don't mind it, then it's really nice. This next product is the Flower Miracle Matte. I might keep this and try and use it up throughout the summer this year, or use it up as much as I can anyway. I remember liking this quite a lot, so I'm going to keep this one. Then I have my MAC Studio Fix powder. This is in the shade NC10. Really love this powder. Again, you can use this alone as a foundation. I think that's really the way it's supposed to be used, but I like actually locking my foundation in with this product, just very lightly on this on the face, so you don't have to go through a lot of it. It will last you a long time that way. So that's definitely being kept. Here I have a mini hourglass powder that I haven't tried yet. I've heard really good things about this, even though it is quite expensive, but I'm going to give that a try so we can keep that. Now, a powder that I absolutely love is the Huda Beauty powder this is the Sugar Cookie one, and this is the Easy Bake Loose powder. It has been repackaged quite recently, but I do have the older packaging. This is a great powder for my under eyes. I like setting the rest of my face with it. It gives a blurring effect to the skin, so I'm going to keep hold of that. I'm not going to do as well with powders as I have with other products. I can just tell you that now. In here, this is an old Laura Mercier tub, and it had the Secret Brightening powder in it. It actually has the RCMA powder in it. I still like the RCMA powder. I believe you can still get it on Beauty Bay, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I do really like the RCMA No Colour powder. Do you remember that one? That was a really big thing back in the day. I'm trying not to blind you with the reflection, but this is from Revolution, and this is their some kind of powder. Unfortunately, the packaging has ripped apart. This is their version of a loose powder. It was okay. I don't think I thought much about it, to be honest, or formed quite an opinion, but I'm just going to get rid of that one. Not that into the Makeup Revolution powders. And then the same for the Conceal and Define powder from Revolution. I'm just going to get rid of this one as well. And the same with the Glam Mood in Lace. I'm going to get rid of this one as well. Really nice colour, really brightening under the eyes, but it's just not my favourite. Here I have the rest of my RCMA No Colour powder. We're going to be keeping a hold of that. This is a really old product. This is a Wet n Wild powder. And this is in Reserve Your Cabana. It gave a glowy effect on the face, so a lot of people would set their faces with it. I think it was technically supposed to be a bronzer, but that is way, even for me, that's way too light to be a bronzer. I'm going to declutter this. I liked the kind of effect of it at the time, but I've got some other glowy powders that I've kept hold of, like the Halo Glow, so that's going to go. So we are decluttering 9 powders and we're keeping 13. So that's not as bad as I thought it would be. I do want to kind of get a new organizer for these powders, but for now, let's put them back. So I've got that now, I don't know if you can see, where everything with the exception of my RCMA tube now fits into this little compartment. So that's really cool. Anyway guys, that was my last drawer. So I'm going to count up all the products that I've decluttered and I'll be back with some numbers. I can confirm that I have decluttered 62 products and now I'm going to count up how many I'm keeping. So I'm keeping 53 products and I think I said I was getting rid of 62, which means I've gotten rid of more than half of my collection, which is good because some of this was old and gross and some of it just wasn't that good. So that concludes my declutter and I hope you guys enjoyed it and I will see you in my next one.